operators, the haulers, to be able to secure the equipment, to be able to put their routes together. You know, there's just a lot of moving pieces to that. And actually just not too long ago, maybe within the last couple of weeks, I had a brief discussion just internally that I would recommend, and I forgive me, I've not even told the mayor this yet, because it was just in some internal discussions that we were having when we were talking about the rubbish contract, that I would recommend that we do possibly look at extending it for the 1 additional year that's in the contract, for the simple reason that by the time that I came on board and trying to get my hands wet and trying to put a rubbish contract in place, they take a long time. I've done a couple of them, and that is a contract that we don't want to rush because it can backfire. And when you don't have rubbish being picked up through your community, it's not fun. And I would be concerned that we would not be able to put together a contract, especially in light of COVID and all the delays that haulers, manufacturers, our truck vendors that sell the equipment, they cannot get equipment. If I were to look at, I'd like to be able to bring in front of you, council, an additional 4 or 5 vehicles. We're still out 6 to 8 months just for a pickup truck. Some of these larger vehicles, they're out 12 to 18 months. So if we were to go out for a contract for rubbish right now, I don't even know if we would even get somebody to bid on it, let alone be able to staff it. So
you've proven me wrong. I think the last time we had a debate about what I remember and what you remember, but what I think I remember about this contract prior to your arrival was that when it was coming due, it was, I believe an extension was allowable as long as both parties agreed to it.
Mm-hmm.
We had waited too long to go out to the market, and the no bids came in and said, gee, it would have been nice to bid on this, but you should have said something 9 months ago. GFL actually didn't agree to the extension, which allowed them to offer us new pricing, which shockingly was much higher than what we had currently been paying. So I hear you, and we don't want to be stuck without a contract, but I really, really, really hope that GFL recognizes the poor level of service that they've been providing, and if there's a contract provision that we're willing to negotiate and continue to have faith in them while we get our ducks in a row for a different bidding contract, I hope that they don't continue to use the contract to just benefit them when they know it's our residents that are suffering because of the service they're providing. I mean, it might be too much to ask.
They didn't last time, so
I know, but Mr. Lyon doesn't have all that history, and let's at least let them know, but that we remember how we got to where we're at today, and we're not happy about it.
I just like to point out that 10 years ago, 12 years ago, we actually bought trash trucks, and we bought trash cans, and we let somebody else use them and fuel them. Well, we look at bringing it in-house again. Gotta look at it, you can't just
well, I mean, it's, yeah, I mean, if they want to put out and then they want to spec out everything and stuff like that.
We did it before, we paid for all the trash cans, we paid for the trucks.
Well, that would be a discussion, you know, I mean, if that was part of the process, you know, part of the bid, if you guys wanted to bring it back, then that would be put in the specs as well, or at least a comparison. So, Michelle, does anybody have anything for Mr. Lyon? Michelle does have one more comment. What's that? Okay, well, does everybody else have it, Mr. Ryan? Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
thanks.
Go ahead, Michelle. I'll go to council.
And hopefully I say the name right, but this is from Rhonda Danai. A big thank you to Mayor Sollers, City Council, and the TIFA members for the banner celebrating our graduating seniors from the Taylor High School. On behalf of the Taylor School District, we look forward to continuing the strength of our city-school relationship and for great things to come. Yeah, Rhonda. She is the Taylor School Board President.
I think they put them down on Eureka Road. I haven't looked at them yet, but it was a comment that I saw on Facebook that they were starting to put the banners up of the graduates, so that was kind of cool. I was just curious on who was paying for it.
Does Anybody on council have anything they'd like to discuss? No?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, so, if not,
Make a motion to adjourn?
Oh, too later.
Oh, or
yeah. Yeah, I have a motion to adjourn by Councilwoman Pat, supported